That's why it makes so much sense why the women out there are so competitive when it comes to men. And this is one of the things that women in the States try to shame men who go overseas for, because that's the first thing that come out of their mouths. Well, it's just all because of the money. And here's my thing for the women over here. The women, I'm like, y'all go out, y'all stress yourselves out just to look a certain way, just so y'all can reach a certain caliber of man that makes a certain amount of money. Only for y'all to turn around and shame men that will leave this country to where they money stretch a little further and they can deal with women that are far more submissive and cooperative than you are. Make that make sense. What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Rome back with another video. Before we get started, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz. On the road to 1,000 subs. Let's get it, baby. Alright, we on the roll, y'all. Goal is to get there by the end of the month or end of next month. So man, we keeping with that pace. It'll officially be a year since I started this channel, like mid-summer. So definitely pacing as far as where I want to be, man. So help me reach that goal. So if you're new to the channel, please sub. All right, today we're going to be reacting to my boy Richie Mac Zoom to Thailand. And I wanted to react to this for a while since it posted, because there was some things that I discovered that I had no clue that were going on. But at the same time, I was even considering these options myself, because the way things are in the West as far as dating goes. So without further ado, I ain't gonna waste my time running my mouth. We're gonna go ahead and jump into it. All right, let's get it.
Get a little shake with them fries. My skin tone is matching your eyes. Black men, you know we like them thighs.
I'm telling you the new wave that's about to happen though. It's already started, but I'm going to hear about it more. Men are starting to pay for surrogates to have their kids, so they just take their kids, live their life, don't pay no child support, man. Like, that's a new thing. It already started in Europe. I already know a few boys that's doing it in the States. Wow. Yeah, because if I got to pay you 50 grand to carry my child, but then you sign over the rights, I sit there and take care of my kid the way I see fit. The government ain't involved, nothing. I walk away, my seed continues, lives on. I don't got none of the headache. Word?
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with y'all. This is something I've even considered, because I want to have a family, and my biggest concern is bringing a child up with a woman that's been influenced by this female empowerment, you know, this feminist mindset. Like, that scares me, because in order for me to raise my kids the way I want to, I gotta be with a woman that has some traditional values, because that's gonna give our children the best chance to succeed. And that trumps everything, like when it comes to what I want for my future children. So I genuinely don't blame guys for going this route with the surrogate route. Hey, if anybody watching this in the hey, if y'all know anybody that has done this, let me know in the comments, and let me know what the process is and what things of that nature. I'm not saying that that's an option for me at the moment, but it is kind of interesting, because I didn't realize that guys were already doing that. Because he did say guys in Europe were doing that, but he said he knows guys in the States that are doing that already as well. Very interesting. Let's keep it moving, y'all.
Strap in, y'all. This is going to be an episode like you've never seen. Come on. I'm the Travel OG, and I traded in my Hollywood lifestyle for the sexy beaches of Pattaya, Thailand. We're bringing you exclusive interviews, showing you what the golf courses are like, the caddies are like, what the homies like. Zoom to Thailand with your man, Richie Mac, the Travel OG. This the dude that hooked me up with the brothers in Thailand. It's Mike, aka the Professor. Okay, let me tell you, this guy now when you come, this is who you talk to. Yeah, my man. What up, guys? I always say I have the best subscribers and supporters in the game. And this is just another example. I get people that write in and tell me they're coming and they want to meet up, and I'm usually so busy working and editing, I don't even have time to return a lot of email. But this guy, Malcolm, rolled up on me when I was having lunch with Elle and Vitaly, and he told me something that changed my life. He said, I came out here because of you, Travel OG. You inspired me to book my flight to Thailand. I was speechless. There's a responsibility that comes with that. To know what I'm doing out here in Thailand is affecting people in the world the way it is humbles me even more. Although I only got to see him once, our meeting is having a lasting effect on me and how I think. He later went to Phuket and showed me so I can show you how it's on and popping again out there. We'll get to that later. Malcolm even came with us to the golf course to watch a Caddy of the Day episode, and after that, we sat down for a late lunch. And the knowledge and wealth of information he had blew us all away. He broke down the reason why women do what they do in Thailand. At first, he was saying DR had everything Thailand had, but later on his story started to change. He sent videos of how his Thai lady was treating him too. The lifestyle, the culture. He explained to me things that I didn't even know. Come have a seat at the table with us and hear what Malcolm had to say. And then y'all write in and let me know if y'all agree. Is he right? Is he wrong? Or does he make a whole lot of damn sense? Let's check it out.
You know, the more
Before he even gets started, this man got a woman clipping his toenails, bruh. Are you serious right now? I don't understand how women can sit over here and be, I gotta cook for him. Man, y'all got women over here clipping and filing toenails. Y'all better step y'all game up. Y'all tripping. All right, let's keep it moving.
more kids you have, of course, they can chip in.
Yeah.
That's pretty much your retirement plan.
Right.
They don't have, their system's not set up
Yeah.
that they work 30, 40 years and then have retirement and that comes in. Your kids is your retirement.
Right.
So from a female perspective, it makes sense for a woman to go to the city. For the men, if you notice, it's not too many Thai men that are locally. They're like more doing like fish jobs, certain cities where it's factories, a lot of factory work, stuff like that. That's why in that area, if you look at Pattaya, you're going to see way more women than men because the men jobs are not in Pattaya like that.
Yeah.
So now when you look at it, right, like I asked old girl who I'm staying with right now, I was like, okay, you're 42. You got your brother who's married 37, no kids yet. The other sister's in Australia. She's married. That's the one who's sending money to their parents now. So it's like they rotate. So you ask yourself, okay, what happens if you don't have any kids? And she said, then you have to work till you're 70, 80 years old.
And who the hell want to work till they 70, 80 years old?
Nope.
Like, look at this lady right here. She looked like she every bit of 70, 80 years old. Who wants to work that long? That's why it makes so much sense why the women out there are so competitive when it comes to men.
Yep.
And this is one of the things that women in the States try to shame men who go overseas for, because that's the first thing that come out of their mouths. Well, it's just all because of the money. And here's my thing for the women over here. The women, I'm like, y'all go out, y'all stress yourselves out just to look a certain way, just so y'all can reach a certain caliber of man that makes a certain amount of money. Only for y'all to turn around and shame men that will leave this country to where they money stretch a little further and they can deal with women that are far more submissive and cooperative than you are. Make that make sense. The whole point of dating is so that way you can come across the best person you possibly can, right? So why is it that when men go for, they find a way, they find a loophole to get a better deal, women are kind of like, Nah, that ain't fair. You know what? We're gonna shame you. Like, come on, man. Like, are you for real? I do not blame any man for going this route. I mean, because to be honest with you, I'm literally struggling between Colombia and Thailand because I love Latin women. Those are the most beautiful women on the planet to me. But the Asian women are so submissive and so domesticated and so feminine and just so warm and nice and ugh. Like you see, this woman got a man cutting and filing his toenails. Bruh, you wouldn't catch me dead with a woman playing with my feet. Alright, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm talking too much. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah? Nah, he might want one. I'm good. This is what you call a water market. They roll up on you and sell you whatever you need. Anything from Buddhas to water to beer.
Hold on, y'all.
Are you concerned about the flabby stomach? Are you concerned about back pain and incorrect posture?
You back.
This is a good one.
So, do I want to work till I'm 70 or 80, or do I want to sit down and find me a man who's going to help support and take care of me, and then all I have to worry about is the house? They would take the house any day of the week versus having to work till 80 years old, barely making $18,000 a month, which is like what, $500-600? Yeah, that's the average. So, what is the alternative? You need to sit down and have a man. It's actually a necessity. It's not like I want, it's like, that is the priority, right? So because of that, and because the women out here outnumber the men, they are way more aggressive to try to get you. The women, they're all raised the same way to take care of you. They're all raised the same way on how to take care of men because it's in their culture that way. When you look at the economy.
Hey, bro, like, you see that? You see how aggressive she was? That woman ran across the street. And that makes so much sense. Like, it really does. I mean, think about that, though. They need... See, this is why they make... This is why guys got to get their passports, because this is clearly the best option. Think about that. As a man, what is the one thing we value most? And that's being respected and being needed. Those are two things that are gonna come automatically if you go to one of these countries and try to find you a wife. Because they just wired and brought up that way. Because they need that security. Their system is not built the same way it is over here. That's another reason why I'm leaning towards Asian women. Because if I was to bring an Asian woman back here, I don't think I would have to worry about the okie doke compared to a Latin chick. I don't know, because I already know somebody probably going to be in the comments saying, no, don't bring her back here. And it's like, look, y'all, at the end of the day, I still want a family, and if we're being brutally honest, it's a lot better to raise a family over here, even with all the ruckus and all the BS. You know what I mean? You gotta think schooling. It's the rich. At the end of the day, it's still the richest country in the world, so easier and better way to make a living over here. I'm like, doesn't necessarily mean, you know, my kids got to be here their whole lives. And, you know, and if I have sons, I'm definitely going to tell them to follow in my footsteps as far as finding a wife. Or definitely tell them, with the knowledge that I've gained in this space, I'm not worried about my sons. If anything, I'm more worried about my daughters, if I were to have girls. All right, let's keep it moving.
How that is, they don't have a socialist system and they don't have a capitalist system either. So it's like family is everything. Like that's your survival. So it's like if you don't make family a priority, that's it. You know, everything you work into, you can't work no more. And then hopefully you got some friends that help out. Because of that, the women are held accountable to how they are and what they bring to the table. Because, I mean, if you don't make your man happy, he has way more other options. So they're going to do what they need to do to keep him.
See, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, the messed up part is, it really shouldn't be any different in the States. The women outnumber the men over here, too. There's far... Come on. It should be the same way over here. But the reason why it's not like that over here is because over here, women make their own money. Like, you got some pretty well-off women in this country, you know, monetizing their looks. If you really think about it, majority of the women that are wealthy or making really good money are either monetizing their looks to make a fortune, or they got their fortune from getting divorced by a man that made a fortune. That right there tells you everything you need to know. That's why when you got these women that are super attractive and they're making all this money, that's why they struggle the most with dating, because economically they really don't want to deal with anybody lower than them. Like you see what Rihanna dealing with right now. I'm like, that already ain't looking too good. You know what I mean? And even with ASAP Rocky being worth millions, unfortunately Rihanna is worth far more. She's worth billions. So push come to shove, she's going to end up having to pay him child support versus the other way around anyway. Probably should have stayed with that billionaire, Rihanna. Let's keep it moving.
You did make some good points. But how does somebody who's never been here have all those answers? Had me thinking in slow motion.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Now here's the other part, me living in Germany for a while. Japan is running into the same problem as Germany. So their economy is strictly socialism. That means everyone puts in, everyone has equal. It's not like, you know, you work to get all this money and then you keep it. No, the more you work, the more they tax you. They make it spread out.
Oh, okay.
So, but because of that, if you look at Germany, Germany has the biggest economy in Europe, 4.3 trillion. But they lead Europe in poverty amongst senior citizens. So, because they tax you about 40 to 51%, depending on your status. If you're single, got kids, you know, your demographics. They give you a letter every year that says, hey, if you retire today, this is how much money you will make. If you retire 30 years from now, 35 years from now, this is how much you'll make. The problem is when the wall came down and Berlin had to be built back up, Germany retracted and said, hey, we promised you this amount, but now we can only give you this amount. So you have a lot of women now who they are making, say, 2,600 euros after taxes, which to them is their money. Now they may only get 1,200 for their retirement year. So your whole standard of living just dramatically changed. You have to downgrade. So statistically speaking, if you're not making over 60,000 euros, which in America, the average woman needs to make 70,000. To actually be on her own, she needs to make at least 70,000. When you add up over a lifetime of working, roughly 2.4 million. Just to say like, hey, I don't need a man. You need at least 70. The problem is it's only 9% of the women in America actually making that money. So that
Hold on, let me keep going, y'all.
other 91% saw a cap.
Right.
So Germany is starting to figure it out. The problem with Germany is the LGBT community movement grew a lot in the last 5 years. So when you look at the more that grows, the less kids are being made. Germany even pays you money to have kids called kindergarten. You get what you call Elterngeld too, which gives them 67% of their salary for up to 3 years to stay home and take care of their kids. Women in Germany had that security being in a social system. When I went back to Asia, the system don't hold the men accountable. And women has no recourse. This is why foreigner men is in.
What kind of men?
Foreign. She also broke down to me about how a lot of men are home and their women are out working and bringing money. There's a YouTube video out where you see this one Thai man married to 8 Thai women. He doesn't have a lot of money.
What?
No, look it up. Look up the video.
So, but why do they want him then? For his farm?
He is very kind and very honest. Like he tells them, like, hey, I have 3 wives, or I have this scenario. Like women over here, it's not necessarily care about that you have multiple women. It's that one, you're honest up front, you're nice, you're kind, and you can still provide. Yeah, see, Thai man with 8 girlfriends living in the same house. Yeah, and then some of them are nurses, some of them are dentists. Like they actually bring in more money than he does. Because when I saw it, I was just shocked. Yeah, that's him with his 8 women, same house.
Bro, are you kidding me right now, man? Seriously? There's no way in hell you could pull this off in America. Barely making any money and have 7, 8 other. You'll never see this in the States. Let's keep it moving.
Here. But they just say that he's nice, he's kind, he's considerate.
I'm gonna go ahead and stop it here because I can't believe this. Wow. Very interesting. And yeah, there was a certain stat that he mentioned when he said only 9% of women in the States are making $70,000 or more. Kevin Samuel said a similar stat as well. And that right there goes to show you that there is a small minority of women out here they're going to end up having a hard oh my God, they're going to have a real hard time dating. Because I think the number of men that make that amount of money or more is like 20-something%. So once again, the men have the leverage because they can afford to date down economically. Women can't. You know, if a woman making $70,000, she's probably going to want a man that's making damn near 6 figures, if not more than 6 figures. I think they said the number is like, they usually want a man to make, I think it's something like 18 or 28% more than them. I can't remember the exact number. I have to look it up again because I've heard this number from Myron Gaines and Rollo Tomasi. This is unbelievable. 8 wives, man. 8 wives. And I did look this up. One of his other wives were like at work or was going to school or something. I'm like, and for real, I'm like some of his wives are really good looking. That's why I'm over here thinking to myself like, this. Then there's another YouTuber named David Bond. He's kind of like on the Harem quest. He's got like 10, 11 girlfriends in Cali, Colombia. Like, y'all should look him up. I'm like, David Bond. So I'm thinking to myself, you can go to these other countries and live like a king and get treated far better than you would here in the States. But the women here want to clown you for going to these other countries and getting treated better. That's something I will never understand. It's almost like the women here would rather you put up with their BS and tell you to, you just need to level up. You just need to level up. Even if the guys that have leveled up are still getting treated the same, then what difference does it make? I'm better off leveling up and going where I can be treated a hell of a lot better. And my money stretches a lot further. And these women aren't concerned about me splurging on them. They just need the necessities, and they gonna treat me like a king. At the end of the day, that's peace, ladies, and that's all that men want. Alright, I'm going ahead and end it here. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, like the video, and please, thanks for the support, y'all. I really appreciate it. Alright, I'm out of here, y'all. Deuces.